Welcome to Amalgam Hour, the movie and comic podcast. I'm Robin.
Well done.
Cleanest intro. Let's go. What are we doing today? We are doing a semi-spin-off sequel to your video, Dan, on your idea for the next step of the DCEU. So now it's my turn. It's my turn to do it for the MCU, obviously, not the Spunk, the SP. I don't even know. Okay. By the way, some of these ideas came before titles were announced and trailers, and even the Falcon and Winter show wasn't done when I started this.
You didn't even finish the title. You're that lazy. You put the whole thing.
Falcon and you know what I mean. Okay, and this is in order of the movies meant to be released in sometimes. So it starts with Black Widow.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, these are just some bullet points. I'm not going on the entire film. I'm not giving you a script. You know? I'm just giving you bullet points of what I want to see. Black Widow. Set up Taskmaster, obviously. But set him up.
Yes, even though you know it's going to be that random woman.
Yeah. Set him up as a reoccurring villain. And now that we've got, like, US agent and stuff, for the Black Bolts, Thunderbolts.
Black Bolts. That's a different character.
Yeah. Shh. So, Taskmaster. Because I want to see him go up against Moon Knight. I want to see him go up against the Avengers. Him against
just everybody,
the new Captain America, you know?
Yeah.
Because in the comics, he is everyone's villain, sort of thing.
Yeah.
And this is in little brackets. It's going to be like more of a thriller, spy noir sort of film. So dealing in politics, probably of some sort. And this is just in brackets. Mention Von Doom as being a politician. You know? So imagine they talk about a Senate or the EU, something like that, and it goes, or even in a newspaper that just says Von.
And it's like Latveria.
Or just Von Doom has your vote. You know? Just see that on a message. It's like, okay, that's done. Now that's pretty much all I had for Black Widow. Don't care about the character. Oh, I'd love it. That comes in later, actually. And obviously set up the new person as the Black Widow. But I also want to see the Russian Avengers team. Because we're going to get Red Guardian.
Your big bear.
I want to see Ursa Major so badly. I want to see him. But that's another discussion. Now, I'll talk about Falcon and Winter Soldier. Literally, this is the bullet point. Give Falcon the mantle of Captain America, be the leader of the Avengers. Already done.
The one part of that.
Yeah. And I wanted him, in the end of that show, to create a new Avengers team. He didn't do that.
Yeah.
But okay. I also wanted them...
a movie now, so...
Yeah. Yeah. That could be fun if that was like the end credits. And
there's going to be an Avengers 5.
Yeah. It's going to be an Avengers 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Until it runs out of money. Yeah.
No, it's going to go until the world burns down in chaos.
And I also wanted them to mention Doom by name again. You know? Because it would make sense after like what we've seen, you know?
Yeah, and with them exploring the world.
Yeah, imagine if they were in Latveria. Like, do you know when it's like, oh, the woman, feel really bad for thing. It's like...
Sharon, yeah.
No, not her. I mean, the flag smasher, yeah. Just has that
Your name is too goddamn long, woman.
Yeah. Have that scene where it's her crying and stuff, and then you zoom out, and you zoom past a sign that just says, welcome to Latveria. I would burst into tears. But they didn't. Whatever. Now, this is where I get out of order, because I forgot to care. Eternals. In big bold letters, I write, I don't actually care.
But to be fair, that's the right order originally.
Is it? Fair enough.
Yeah,
the only thing...
they could go with.
Yeah. The only thing I want them to do, set up Galactus. Because Galactus is meant to be older than the Eternals, on par with the Celestials sort of thing. You know?
Yeah. The only thing I'm interested in, because like we've had like a little tiny teaser now.
Yeah.
Is like when they're just like, we're the reason the world is like how it is now. Like,
yeah. Because it's meant to be like they were created like years ago, weren't they? Like dozens of years ago.
Yeah. It's all on Earth, I think, again.
Yeah, because like I reckon they're gonna explain that the Celestials came down and they created the world and blah blah blah. Blah. But
Yeah.
do you know what? Instead of doing Galactus as oh yeah, he's a guy from the world before ours. Make him a dark celestial. You know,
Big man.
easy. Explain. Oh, what is Galactus? Oh, he's a dark celestials. What are celestials? Oh yeah, they're the thing that created the worlds. He's a dark vision of that. He wants to destroy it. Good enough. You know, easy.
Simple.
Boom, out of there.
He's not exactly a complex character.
Yeah. Now, Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings.
Yeah. Now, since your notes were taken, we have more details because we've had a trailer.
Yes, but they all still kind of fit. My main thing. Well, I want to involve Iron Fist in some way. Either by name, you mention Kunlun, or you mention the immortal Iron Fist.
I feel like that's more a Shang-Chi sequel.
That's exactly what I got. Shang-Chi 2, Legend of the Immortal Iron Fist.
Or Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Iron Fist.
Yes. And then Shang-Chi 3, Shang-Chi Legend of Fin Fang Foom. You want to see it.
The Shang-Chi franchise. It's going to be the Shang-Chi and the Legend of the
Yeah,
franchise.
I'm like, that works. That, like, title thing, especially if you're dealing with mystical arts and that sort of stuff, that works.
Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Iron Fist, that's a nice title.
Yeah. And, excuse me.
Fin Fang Foom, that...
Or you could just call it Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Great Fang or something, you know?
Yeah.
And it's just like, boom, there you go. Whatever. Because there's going to be a dragon in Shang-Chi, but it's not Fin Fang Foom. And I wish it was.
Like red and yellow or whatever.
Yeah. And I wish it was Fin Fang Foom. But that could be the last one, you know?
Yeah.
I have no ideas for those ones.
Let them focus on getting the Mandarin right.
Yeah. Okay.
But the action looks good, so.
Yeah. And this is my main idea. Obviously, Mandarin's going to get defeated, or he's going to go on, whatever.
He's either going to die, or he's going to be whatever.
Yeah.
Who cares?
My idea, once Mandarin is defeated, and the Ten Rings are, say, they're lost in an ocean, or they're lost under rubble, have an end credit scene where we see Doom recovering them. You know?
Just a metal mask or something grabbing them.
No, I didn't even think that. Say they're all under rubble, yeah?
Yeah.
The shot begins very far away, all the rubble, and you see like people moving down. And as it zooms in, you see the people are wearing green cloaks, and they're just moving the rubble out of the way. And you're like, wait, are those Doom bots? And then you see, like in the foreground, a taller, like more built person with more confidence step in front of the frame, but the back turned, so you never see the Doom mask. It's just like, boom, there you go. Doom is coming.
Need to cast anyone either.
Yes.
Not yet, at least.
Yeah, so it won't be like the whole Thanos situation where it's like he changes every single movie.
Yeah, well, to be fair, that was like...
Yeah.
That was a good thing.
Okay. Doctor Strange 2... I don't care about the multiverse storyline. I really don't. And even if we've watched WandaVision now, I'm like, ugh, whatever.
Yeah, but the thing is, Doctor Strange was meant to be in WandaVision, like a big deal. It's come out recently.
Yeah.
Like, he was meant to be the guy behind the adverts in that show.
Yeah, it's meant, like, it would have went more better if he was put in there, because it would have flown nicely into Doctor Strange 2.
Yeah, and it was like, instead of her just being like, oh, I know how to do runes now, it was like Doctor Strange was going to teach her.
Yeah. Now, this is what I'm saying. Have Wanda be the main villain in that film. Have her be the main villain. Yeah. Or have her be a side villain. Say...
I think we said this in the WandaVision review. Like, we wanted to go bad.
Yeah. Have Baron...
A hero go bad at some point.
Yeah. Instead of Doctor Strange taking her under his wing, Baron Mordo does. You know?
Yeah.
Set up his villainy, his stuff. Or you bring in Doom. You know?
Yeah.
Because in the comics, they've had a relationship. That's all I've set up. Really don't care. Loki. Set up the rules of time travel and how it all makes sense in Endgame. That's all I want.
Yeah.
And you know Kang's wife is in it, so you best set up Kang. Otherwise, I'm going to be pissed. Because if people don't know, I love Kang and Doom.
Yeah.
So...
I can tell.
Yeah, set up Kang and Doom now.
The fact Doom's been mentioned in literally everything.
Good, because I don't want it to just be, oh yeah, this was the Thanos era. No. Wanda is mentioned in this era. Doom is mentioned. Galactus is set up, you know? So it's not just, like, from phase 4 to phase 7 or whatever, you know? It's like, oh no, the main villains were Wanda, Doom, Galactus. There you go. Instead of...
Yeah, each phase is going to have their main villain.
Yeah. I'm just like...
The saga is probably going to have its own overarching thing. But I think it's meant to be like a multiverse saga, this one.
But I'm just like, oh, that's boring.
Yeah, that's very thick going. It'll be over in 5 years.
Yeah. Okay. She-Hulk. And by the way, we're already 10 minutes in and we're through like half of the films I have ideas for. So at the end of this, we'll just like spitball and stuff.
Go on, She-Hulk. What do you want?
She-Hulk. Bring in the Abomination and other Hulk villains. Bring in Thunderbolt Ross under it, especially if Abomination's going to be in it. He's more likely going to be in it as he's literally the reason Abomination exists. You know?
Yeah.
Maybe at the end of that show, you see Thunderbolt Ross has a new scientist who's the leader, and he's testing with gamma radiation. You know, like just set up other Hulk villains because we got one, and that was it.
Abomination is active, and the leader is sort of set up.
Yeah, exactly. Set up, so use him. You know, and Thunderbolt Ross he started off as like an okay good guy, except from he made the bad guy in Incredible Hulk. He then is the reason Civil War happened, pretty much.
Yeah, I don't think he was the reason, but he was
definitely he pushed it. So it's like, he's a villain. Use him.
And then he still wanted to arrest Captain America, even though he was trying to save the world.
Yeah. That's pretty much all I've got. And set up the Thunderbolts again.
I want villains.
Yeah.
I don't care if they're old, they're new, minor, don't care. Put them in there. It's a lawyer show.
Because Abomination...
Daredevil in there too.
Yeah. Abomination and Red Hulk would be great, like, tank characters for the Thunderbolts. Yeah. So set that up even more. You know?
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know what the budget is for the show.
Yeah.
But they've already got 3 Hulks, so that's, like...
Yeah. They're already bringing in, like, Abomination, so you know the budget's got to be high.
They've got Abomination who's stuck as that. They've got Hulk who's now stuck as Hulk, and they've got She-Hulk who's, I'm assuming, is going to be stuck as She-Hulk. That's already a high budget.
Yeah. So I feel like more of the budget will go to the CGI aspect and not, like, the action or set pieces, you know?
I'm just interested to see what Abomination's going to look like.
I know. I hope they change it a little bit. I hope they change it more.
I quite like the look in it.
Yeah.
But
I hope
CGI's improved like so much since then.
Yeah, I hope the only thing is that they give him like the armor pieces from the comics.
Yeah.
And I'm glad he's not green, but maybe up the orange a bit then, because he was like really pale orange in the first film, you know, or like a yellowy sort of thing.
Greeny yellowy thing.
Yeah. Like, make him have a distinct colour that is the opposite of She-Hulk.
Film when he's like, which one do I shoot? And he's like, the green one.
Yeah. It's like, ugh. Yeah, so do that. Hawkeye, set up the new Hawkeye. Maybe kill Hawkeye. I don't care.
This could be Jeremy Renner's last go in as Hawkeye.
Exactly, so he may die. And that's fine by me. I haven't read the Hawkeye run, so I don't know what the villain's going to be.
I'm kind of excited for Hawkeye. I'm one of the people who think gave him the benefit of the doubt after the Avengers.
Yeah, I don't really care for the character, but whatever. But set up Hawkeye for the Young Avengers. Because we have Patriot.
Got that going.
Yeah, Patriot now. We had Wiccan and Speedy, which you know they're going to come back in some aspect. You're bringing in Kang, which could bring in Iron Lad. Ironheart could be a part of it instead of the Champions. Miss Marvel, you know, they're bringing in this young blood. So just put them on a Young Avengers. Yeah. Put them in a Young Avengers. You know? Yeah. Okay. Thor 4. Set up Lady Thor and Beta Ray Bill. That's all I want from the movie.
I want some Zeus in it.
Ooh. You know he's going to die.
Yeah,
the main villain's...
Zeus.
The main villain is Gore the God Butcher. I don't think Zeus is surviving.
Be a way of setting up
Hercules,
MCU.
Yeah.
Which I don't really care much for, but it's interesting.
Yeah. I'm setting a Beta Ray Bill for another thing, and I want Thor to be over. Have Thor as... We're not going to get more
I feel
Thor
like
with...
Thor's going to be in Avengers 5 because Chris Hemsworth enjoying the job.
Yeah, that's fine. But don't have him be in movies, you know? Like his own movies. Set him up as like the right-hand man of Valkyrie, the queen of Asgard, or say he goes off on another adventure, whatever.
Yeah.
That's it.
I don't know why yet, but I have a feeling now every Avengers, the amount of characters like we're getting now in the MCU, there's loads from the past, there's loads coming up.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like every Avengers movie now is going to have a big sacrifice.
Yeah, probably.
Or a death. Like, someone dies, they go avenge, or someone sacrifices himself in the final battle. And I can see Thor being the next one.
Yeah, that would make sense.
Because look at the character, he's going out in battle. He's not going to retire.
Yeah.
He's going to live for so many more years if he retires.
I feel like it would be fun because the God Butcher storyline involves 3 people holding Mjolnir. And I'm thinking, do that again. Have this Thor hold Stormbreaker. Go back to the first Thor and use him. De-age Chris Hemsworth a little bit. And then you bring in...
blonde eyebrows.
Yeah, and then you bring him Odin. Odin in his prime with Mjolnir. You know?
Yeah.
And just have those 3 fight and actually have show the character's progression and let him have words with his father again, that sort of thing. And then obviously you're bringing in Lady Thor or just Thor.
I feel like if they're going to have 3 Thors, it is just going to be Lady Thor, and what's his name? Beta Ray Bill.
Yeah. But I
going to bring Darcy back. If Darcy's in this, I'm going to kick someone in the shins.
You love Darcy. Shut up. Okay. That's pretty much it. That's all I care about for Thor 4. Spider-Man 3. Yeah. I'd like to see... I really don't...
I know everyone's hyped for it's going to be multiverse, but I really didn't want it to be multiverse.
Yeah.
So I'll be the first person who'll be excited if Tobey Maguire or Andrew Garfield showed up on screen, yeah.
Yeah.
But... why?
Just why? Just why? Explain. Explain.
It's a nice chilled out Spider-Man story. He's on the run. You could even have had Kraven the Hunter hunting him down. It would have been a nice story.
Yeah. But
the director wants Kraven the Hunter. It would have made sense.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So literally...
a more toned down movie.
All I have is... Actually, what do I have? I barely have anything for this. Spider-Man 3... Set up new villains. More Spider-Man villains. Some maybe... Actually, no, it wouldn't work for Thunderbolts because Sony would technically still have the rights. But, like...
Yeah, they'd have to make a deal.
Have them go up against a team or something. That's what I would want. Not the Sinister Six.
I can see Spider-Man 4 definitely being like Spider-Man, the Sinister Six or something.
Yeah. But then I would just like a small team. Say, like, we just get, like, Scorpion and Rhino and Sandman. That's it.
At the moment, Electro and Dr. Octopus.
Yeah.
So that's already 2. But every time a Spider-Man film tries to do too many villains, there's at least some of those villains that are just extremely disappointing.
But I think the
when
problem...
they make the Spider-Man 2 case, it flops.
But I think the problem with that is the villains are always not connected.
Yeah.
Venom and Sandman...
Spider-Man 3. Like,
they make no sense together. Venom and Sandman.
Great in that movie. Venom's clearly tagged in.
Yeah.
Was there a 3rd villain? Oh yeah, Harry Osborn.
Yeah, and none of those characters have anything to do with each other. The same with the Amazing Spider-Man 2. You know?
Yeah, they just team up for no reason.
Electro, technically Rhino, and Green Goblin. They have nothing. But if you set up...
Electro has sort of connection because he works through.
Yeah, but if you set up, like... I don't know, like...
They have a story connected, not just, we want to kill Spider-Man.
Yeah. You set up, like, Sandman, Hydro Man, and Scorpion together. They could all be crooks that work with each other, you know? Like, actually set it up that way. And then here's my other thing for Spider-Man 3. Have Doom give money to create protests about heroes. Have him fund the Daily Bugle. You know?
Yeah.
Just like, that's it. That's all I want. Now, Ant-Man 3, this is probably the most in-depth thing. In the comics, Kang is a descendant of either Reed Richards or Doctor Doom. In this, make him a descendant of the Langs.
Yeah.
You know? That makes sense. Who created time travel? Who helped with time travel? Who was built, like, has a story within time travel? Who wears a suit of technology? You know? Kang.
Yeah.
Now, this is the idea. Have him go back to witness a great tragedy in the Lang history, yeah? You know?
You want Ant-Man to die, don't you?
No, shut the fuck up. Wait for this pitch, boy. He goes back, and then he realizes that his involvement is the setup for the great tragedy.
Yeah.
And he realizes that he has to go through this, otherwise he will not exist. You know?
Yeah.
And I was thinking either kidnap the Wasp or the two parents or something, you know? Or the...
Yeah.
And then Ant-Man then goes to collect Young Avengers. You know?
Yeah.
So Cassie becomes Stature. He goes to collect, I don't know, say Iron Heart's out by then. Bring in Iron Heart. He's just like, I need heroes. And I can't contact Thor. I can't contact... or maybe bring in the new Captain America or whatever.
2 thing where it's like, oh, Thor's off wheel, Captain Marvel's unavailable.
Exactly. He does that where it's like, and I'm seen as a joke by the Avengers.
Yeah.
So I'm going to be like the leader for these new guys, you know? And I'm saying, I haven't written anything for the Secret Invasion. Bring in Hulkling there. It makes perfect sense. I don't have any other like coin to toss into that like idea. Just bring in Hulkling.
Yeah.
Or you could just do so it's like he's a side character, and then when all the 8 evil aliens go back, he's the only one left behind. You know?
Yeah.
And say he works for like S.H.I.E.L.D. or he's on the run or something, you know? Just that sort of thing. And then obviously the Young Avengers and Ant-Man all team up and they go on a time travel adventure through time and space to go get whoever Kang took. That's it. That's all I care. You know?
And someone should die because it's the end of a trilogy. They need to lose something.
Yeah. And I'd say...
That's all I want. The end of trilogies, people to lose something, the main hero.
I'd say the 2 parents. Have them die happy. You know?
Yeah.
Have them holding each other and then like a time bomb goes off or whatever. And they die.
That's what I've liked about the 3 trilogies have ended so far is Iron Man, Captain America, and Thor.
Yeah. And
like Iron Man lost all he's kind of gone back. We lost all his suits. Captain America lost the Avengers and Thor lost his world. What can these guys lose?
Yeah. And I say the parents, and then just make Ant-Man and the Wasp just be leaders for the Young Avengers. And I want a Young Avengers show. Or a Young Avengers series of movies. And just have Ant-Man always be in them. As he's like...
Yeah.
He's the Nick Fury, but he'll also come into fights, you know?
Yeah.
Like, and...
he'll happily join the fight in the end or something.
And his relation with, like, Cassie is, like, the pinnacle of it. You know? Like, you could have the first Young Avengers movie be between them. Then the next movie is between, like, we bring in Wiccan and Hulkling, you know? And they have a relationship together. And then the next film is about them leveling up to actually be, not, like, maybe Avengers, or maybe just heroes of their own, you know?
Yeah.
And then, Black Panther, we now know Black Panther Wakanda Forever. Okay. Whatever.
That's quite nice.
I want I want Shuri to become the Black Panther. It makes sense. They set it up. I don't want Killmonger. Yeah. I don't want to recast, which we're not getting, thank God. Make Shuri be it. It makes sense. It's in the comics, whatever. Now, this is something that I also want. In the comics, Black Panther was once engaged to Storm. I want that.
You've wanted it since Black Panther was introduced. You saw a chance of it.
It makes sense.
Chadwick Boseman died and everything. Unfortunately, it's a tragedy. Yes, we're not being horrible here, but it's very sad.
But like, it makes so much sense.
Dreams went out the window.
It makes so much sense. Just have Like, Storm is, like, seen as a queen in Africa. Black Panther will... While Shuri will become probably the queen of Wakanda.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
So I'm like, enjoy that.
More to say than you in Black Panther 2. But...
Let me finish what I'm doing, and then you can go off.
Finish what you're doing.
And I want them to face off against Namor. Have him doing an attack on Wakanda or just Africa in general, and the African Avengers come out. You bring in Black Panther, you bring in Storm, you bring in other African heroes as just like side characters sort of thing, you know?
Just people who could be in Wakanda.
Yeah. M'Baku comes back, you know?
Yeah.
And it's like they set aside their differences to fight this thing again, like they have before.
Like they have done in every other bloody film.
So it's like, do that. Because I think there's an Agents of Wakanda comic. So use that as inspiration if you need to, you know? But introduce Storm, because that would be sick. And against Namor. And I think we can get like one good story out of Namor, and that'll pretty much be it. You know?
Yeah. I know he's a big character and everything.
Yeah.
But...
So bring in Namor, and don't have him have a bunch of nameless goons. Have him like have his own Black Order sort of thing, you know? Where he's got one tank character.
Has, like, people, it could be original characters, but like...
Or just use... There's probably thousands of Namor side characters. Just bring in them, update them, redesign them, boom. There you go.
Exactly what they did with the children of Thanos.
Yeah. Well, Black Order was exactly, like, what they are. But they still updated them and made them cool. So yeah. What's your ideas for Black Panther 2?
Well, my whole idea, I've said this to you ages ago, I think, but before, you know, we had this whole thing.
Yeah.
Just, start of the film is just Namor attacking. Black Panther, like T'Challa, still alive. He's only seen in the costume, though, because... Or they could do some old footage with him, because I know they're not digitally recreating him.
Yeah.
But old footage, it's not exactly hating him. He already did it himself.
Yeah. As long as they still
Black
pay
Panther
the family.
in the suit, be the stunt double, give the family the money, give a nice honor thing at the front, like they changed on Disney Plus for it.
Yeah.
Like, but have him die in that attack defending Wakanda.
Yeah, and then that would make sense.
Saying that right.
Yeah, that would make sense why Shuri then like takes the mantle and goes up against Namor.
Shuri takes the mantle. It's a whole story about Namor and being all horrible. And this girlfriend of the first one, as far as I'm concerned, is meant to be a villain in the comics. So that could be her way of being that.
Yeah, yeah. And then that could set up for like Black Panther 3 or Black Panther 17, you know? Like whatever.
And then you have like your Shuri and your Storm and whatever.
Yeah. So yeah, that'd make a good film. Now, Guardians of the Galaxy 3. Adam Warlock, make him the villain. You set it up way back when.
Yeah, like
introduce
4 years ago now.
You know?
Yeah.
Finally do it. And this is my idea. You introduce new characters, like Moondragon. You introduce Nova. Richard Rider, you know?
Yeah.
Like that thing. And I want...
Have the Guardians of the Galaxy carry on, just have the team actually change for once.
Yeah. I would love if, because Drax said this will probably be his last one, have Drax and Mantis go off together and just live a happy life and restart a family, you know?
Yeah, actually put some emphasis on that story.
Yeah.
But I don't think Mantis actress wants to leave.
That's fine, she doesn't have to. Just, it could be that in the next film she's pregnant and then they give birth to the end and they hinted it being Moondragon or something. And then Drax is like, I think I'm done with wars. And just takes the baby and is like, you can go and have adventures and live your life, and I'll just look after our kid and just come back every now and again, you know?
Stupid, like, war got my old family killed or something.
Yeah, and just get his new family and he just leave Drax alone. Now, this is what I want. I don't care about Gamora. She's probably going to come back, whatever. Really
Never
don't care.
have.
Yeah. Star-Lord dies. Star-Lord dead. As a way of him repenting for like his sins in Infinity War and his douchery, but him finally like acknowledging being friends with the entire group and not just people who are dicks together and just work together, you know? And this is what I want.
Doing the love thing with Gamora.
Yeah. Set up Moondragon, Nova for this, whatever.
Yeah.
I like the idea of Rocket Raccoon becoming the leader of for the Guardians of the Galaxy 4.
I think he's either going to become a leader
Or he's going to
or
die.
he's going to be the one that dies.
Yeah. But I'm thinking, I would love if it was Guardians of the Galaxy 4 and it was Rocket Raccoon, Groot, bring in Nova, bring in Moondragon or whatever, bring in Howard the Duck if you have to, you know? Just like an even wackier film. Just even wackier than it needs to be.
Yeah. I want Rocket to have more emphasis, like give a bit background. We don't know anything about him.
Yeah.
We know he's got those things on his back, and he talks about being ripped apart and put back together.
Yeah, they're probably going to show that and stuff, and
so I want to see more to him because he's got like this path that made him so like much of a dick.
Yeah.
And hates everybody. So like show some of that.
And I would love if it was like the Shi'ar, so they introduced the Shi'ar Empire in this, so it's not just the Kree and the Skrulls and stuff. So it's like no.
It be like Groot is someone from his past that he met, and it helped him with his thing.
Yeah,
his friend.
You get like flashbacks and stuff. That'd be fun. So
we don't really know anything about their past. We just know they know each other.
Yeah. So I want that. I want some of the characters to die off, but I don't want Guardians of the Galaxy to stop because where else are all the
whole part of the MCU now?
Yeah, but also where would all the other cosmic characters go? Like Nova won't get his own show. You know? He won't get his own movie, probably. But if he's the side character in Guardians of the Galaxy franchise, that's just where all the cosmic characters go.
Yeah.
Now I've got an idea for Guardians of the Galaxy 4. Now this will be much later, obviously. Beta Ray Bill joins the team. And if you introduce Shi'ar and all of this stuff, so then it becomes
and
like...
if you introduce Thor, Love and Thunder, they got that connection, get those on Guardians.
Yeah. And like... have Beta Ray Bill and Gladiator of the Shi'ar team up with the Guardians of the Galaxy to verse all the Heralds of Galactus. You know?
Yeah.
And have the end of the film have the planet, like the main base of the Shi'ar Empire, get destroyed by Galactus. And then it's the Guardians of the Galaxy looking up and going, oh no. As they see, like, I don't know, like, Silver Surfer says he looks off into the distance to go, next stop, Earth or something, you know? And Rocket gets panicked because he knows. And then that'll be the event.
And he's also spent a lot of time with the people of Earth.
Exactly.
Between that 5-year time gap. So he's brought friendships there.
And that'll be like the Avengers Infinity War where Hulk came down and he was like, everyone get prepared, you know? Yeah. Rocket flies.
It could be similar with like the first Guardians where it's like they're having to fight someone who's basically the little minion of the big bad of the...
But I'm saying introduce all the Heralds. Because I feel like we can only get one Galactus story. So have Silver Surfer, have Terrax, have some, like, one of the other ones, you know? And just be like, oh yeah, it's the 3 Heralds of Galactus. Or you could do 4 Horsemen of Galactus, you know? And just have him come through. Yeah, because otherwise, like, the Apocalypse thing.
If they eventually do Apocalypse, then it's just going to be repetitive.
I need Galactus to look like a Celestial, though. Like, I don't need him to look like a cloud or a big guy. Like a Celestial guy, sort of thing.
Surrounding them.
Yeah. So that's just my idea. Of just 4 films. Boom. There you go. And then you put Beta Ray Bill on the team. Have them... Don't have Gladiator on the team, because he's just alien Marvel Superman, you know? But just have like him as like a side character if we need. And then go from there. And then... Now this is before that. Fantastic Four. This is my idea. Have the Fantastic Four be the first family to colonize a planet.
Yeah.
Okay? So they're a family. It's the same characters you know. And... So the start of the film happens, and you're introduced to all the characters, and they're normal. And then Sue Storm becomes the first person to give birth in outer space, like human out of space, you know. And she gives birth to obviously Franklin and Valeria Richards. They come out, boom, and then Reed Richards goes like holding his 2 babies and goes, "Oh my god!" Like he's really happy. A big family scene. And then Sue Storm turns to dust. Then Ben Grimm turns to dust. Then Johnny Storm turns to dust.
And then his kids turned to dust in his
No,
arms.
I was saying, just for 5 years, Reed Richards was left out in space to look after his own children. And he builds like a huge base on Mars or wherever, like even further than that sort of thing, you know? And that gets like, and then aliens try to attack and all sorts. So he's like, he's become a super genius because he had to survive. And he knows aliens and stuff.
Maybe he was up there with Sword because they were doing space stuff.
Yeah, yes. Let's just say he was sent by Sword.
The second the
there you go.
happened, they stopped it.
Let's just say, like, during that whole thing, say, I don't know, Ben Grimm was piloting something, he turned to dust, crashed, and that destroyed the communication system. So when Sword would send information messages out, and they just assumed everyone disappeared on that base, you know?
Yeah.
So they were just like, fair enough.
Because why wouldn't you?
And then have them come back, obviously. And have
Yeah.
Reed Richards with like a full beard now, like the grey side to his hair. Obviously of the two kids like a little bit older and stuff. But
they're like 5.
Yeah. Point. But I want it to be so this entire time Reed Richards has been fighting off like pirates who were keep trying to come to get his like tech and try and steal, like rob him and stuff, you know, like in a flashback scene, because obviously it would be a flashback. You could do it so it's like maybe Yondu's old crew try to attack him, you know, because they're still pirates. Just because we see them as good guys doesn't mean they're not pirates, and he defends against them. And now this is
Yondu's old crew is dead.
No, because it's still got the guy with the whistle, sort of thing. Oh yeah, he killed most of them.
With the Guardians, no.
Yeah, whatever.
The entire ship blew up. He didn't kill most of them. They all died.
Whatever. I didn't watch that film. I don't bloody care. But just and then
they all died, and the ones who were loyal got spat out into space.
Yeah, and then just have Reed Richards go up against the Skrulls and have Skrulls be very hateful, and then I don't know how the powers are gonna come. Let's just say I don't know. Like Reed Richards built a machine to give him powers or something. And then he starts a timer and he's like, okay. Like, say it's off the Captain Marvel tech. He's recreated the essence of a Tesseract or whatever, like a percentage of power. And he learnt about Captain Marvel somehow because he's in space already, part of Sword, whatever. And he's like, I need powers to get out of here. Because I can't just build a spaceship out of nothing. And that exact moment, everyone else comes back and he's like, oh my god. And then he turns around and boom.
He's like 5'4" at the same time. Yeah.
Yeah. And then boom, they all come back and it goes off. And obviously they get all the powers and stuff. And then, so it's an origin, but like really fast. Do the origin really fast sort of thing.
Get out of the way.
And then it's
like the first little bit of the film.
Yeah. Yeah. And then have the Skrulls attack again, whatever. And the main villain of this movie is the Super Skrull.
Yes.
It is a Skrull who was hidden inside of the base, going to attack Reed Richards. And as it went 4, 3, 2, 1, boom. He got powers as well, you know? And he got a small percentage of all their powers. Do you get what I mean?
Yeah.
Do it like the...
Yeah, makes sense.
Do it like the Fantastic, where it's like Ben Grimm was by a bunch of space rocks, so he got it on them. Johnny Storm was next to a fire when it happened, you know, sort of thing. Just set up all of their powers.
Was reaching for something.
Yeah, he's like reaching for Sue Storm, who's going into like the cold vacuum of space or something, you know? Whatever. Doesn't matter. Just set up that. Super Skrull versus Fantastic Four. Boom. Kill Super Skrull by the end. Don't need it. Have it be a story about family. Now, this is where my ideas come in. They take over a Skrull ship. Yeah? And then they fly it back to Earth. They're like, F this, and they go. And like Johnny's in the back and he's like firing at Skrull ships that are following them. You know, Ben Grimm's on a rope like Drax is, and he's just swinging from ship to ship, just punching out the wings. Sue Storm's in the thing trying to block all the like attacks from the outside. Reed Richards is like piloting it, and it's for a group of several Skrulls to control. So he's reaching across the entire room to control levers and stuff. And like the two kids are too young, so they're still being like protected and stuff. But you know that I think her name's like Valerie. She's very smart, and Franklin Richards seemingly has small Scalar Witch like powers, sort of thing, setting up their powers later in the films. And
hints of their powers.
And they go back into Earth's atmosphere, and they go towards like New York, because that's where they know. And Johnny Storm like does the Captain Marvel thing. He goes supernova and flies through a Skrull ship. That ship then falls to Earth really, really quickly, and just lands in the ocean and creates this huge wave. And then you go to a small European island with a huge castle, and the tsunami's coming towards them. You then see a guy.
I felt like Doom was coming again.
End credit.
Bloody thing. Doom has been in it.
End credit scene. The tsunami's coming towards them. Doom steps out, raises his hand, showing the 10 rings on him, and he uses all the power he can to stop this tsunami, but it still destroys part of his country.
Yeah.
That's the reason he hates the Fantastic Four. They destroyed...
Because he worked with them and he wanted to have some fun time.
Yeah, because that doesn't make sense. We don't need to see that. Get that in the bin. Say maybe do new Reed Richards. Like maybe he worked for S.H.I.E.L.D. or something. Whatever. Don't care.
Yeah.
But just have that. Set it up perfectly. Boom. And then obviously Fantastic Four is Doctor Doom. Is them versus Doctor Doom. That's it.
Yeah, the second one.
Yeah. That's what the second film is. The third film is a Fantastic Four team up with the Guardians and Doctor Doom to take down Galactus.
Yeah.
Yeah? That's what it is. That's what it is in my mind. You go from Guardians of the Galaxy 4 where sets of Galactus coming. Fantastic Four 3 is all of them going against Galactus. Not an Avengers film, but a Fantastic Four film to keep the focus on them. Do you get what I mean?
Yeah.
They team up with them, whatever. That's my idea. And then...
Yeah.
I actually...
So Galactus isn't going to be an Avengers villain?
No! We don't need him to be. I like him being a Fantastic Four villain. So you keep that. Because what's Captain America going to do against Galactus?
Gonna stab him in the face with his wings.
Yeah, because otherwise he's going to have another Horde or a bunch of nameless goons and stuff. No. He's with Silver Surfer, Terrax, and one of the other ones. And then...
Is Silver Surfer just going to become like the hero he usually becomes?
Reed Richards persuades with the help of Valerie that Silver Surfer is doing wrong.
Yeah.
And then there you go. That's it. And then Guardians of the Galaxy 5, team up with Silver Surfer, whatever. You know?
Yeah.
Just have all the cosmic characters being there.
Fantastic Four movies, just like go Fantastic Four 4.
Yeah.
Just like they wanted Thor 4.
Yeah, but it's like, it was groups of 3 until Thor was like, hey, I can do another one. And they were like, okay.
Yeah, no. Captain America's like, oh, I can do another one too.
Yeah, but like, Guardians of the Galaxy is a team. You can have a roster that comes in. Like, Fantastic Four 6 could be, instead of Reed Richards and Sue Storm, it's Franklin and Valerie all grown up. Do you get what I mean?
Yeah, like the team can change a bit.
Yeah, teams can change.
Fantastic Four is one of those ones where it's like, it can't really change that much.
But as soon as you've done all the stories you can with Reed Richards and stuff, you're still going to have more cosmic stories. So if they don't want to come on, you can still do a Fantastic Four 4, but have it with those two characters. And instead of Ben Grimm...
You still have to have the Thing or Human Torch or one of them.
Yeah, like, make sure Ben Grimm's there, and instead of Johnny Storm, it's one of a cosmic character. Say it's Nova or something. Like, he stays on Earth, whatever. You know?
Yeah.
Like, a team you can just carry on forever. Now, I'm pretty sure I skipped one. Yes, I did.
Marvels?
No, I didn't care about the Marvels. I didn't give a shit. They go up against one villain, whatever, set up as Marvel, Monica Rambeau, whatever. Say she's a side character in Fantastic Four films. Good. But, so I clearly have a 3 thing. Cosmic, Wanda, and Doom. I've got rid of all the Doom and the Cosmic. Now this is the end of the Wanda. You make Avengers Disassembled. Wanda becomes crazy. She creates a lot of villains. I would love that. She creates, like, I don't know, the Brotherhood of Evil Mutants, whatever. She does all of this.
Yeah.
Kills Hawkeye. Kills Winter Soldier.
Oh, Jesus.
Introduce the X-Men and a new bunch of villains. That's all I want. And then at the end of that, they have to assemble. Doctor Strange goes and assembles a new Avengers team with the help of Captain America. You know?
Yeah.
So you introduce new characters, then you bring them in, that sort of thing. Like, you could bring in the Sentry. Is this going to be like
a 2-part story, or is it going to be...
No, just one. You only need one.
Yeah, this seems like a lot.
Yeah, but it's just like, just have them die. Doesn't matter. The start of the film is do it exactly like Avengers Disassembled. All the Avengers are wrecked at the very beginning of the film. You know?
Yeah.
That's it. That's all you need. Have Vision's body walk up to Avengers Mansion, and then they all are in there because someone called a meeting. Hawkeye answers the door and goes, "Vision, you're alive?" And then he blows up. Like what happened to Jack of Hearts in the Avengers Disassembled. You could either do it so it's like a merger of House of M and Avengers Disassembled, and just have Wanda be the villain. You know?
Yeah.
And then I'd say probably take her out of the game after Avengers Disassembled. You know?
Yeah.
Because then...
She's been around for a while already at the moment.
Exactly. And it's like, if a character blows up like Hawkeye and stuff, you're not going to, like, forgive them. Especially if it's not, like, mind control or anything. You know?
Yeah.
And that's pretty much it. That's all I've got for Avengers Disassembled. I just want to see that title.
Some people die.
Yeah.
Wanda turns mad.
Yeah.
They stop her. They bring over a new team.
Yeah.
New people.
Doctor Strange 3?
I would prefer, like, your idea with Hawkeye dying.
Yeah.
I prefer it to be, like, a more personal thing, because, like, he has a strong connection with Wanda from what we've seen.
Yeah, I just need someone to die. You know, at the beginning of the film.
It'd be nice if he's, like, he tries to, like, speak with her because, like, he has that connection with her, and then she ends up killing him.
Yeah. And just, yeah. And then I want, like, there to be barely any team left, because then you'll have, like, Spider-Man, Ant-Man, maybe the Young Avengers come in or something, Doctor Strange, Captain America, Winter Soldier if he lives, that sort of thing. But then you go out, you bring in Sentry, you get Captain Marvel down from her ship. That's where you bring in Monica Rambeau. She's the Earth Captain Marvel. You know? Monica Rambeau joins the Avengers, that sort of thing. And that's just what I want. Boom. Because I haven't thought about, like, X-Men or any of that.
No,
because that's just... I'm just... All the films I've done are just finishing off trilogies, talking about some of the shows, doing that sort of stuff. Now...
I would like an X-Men thing with, like, maybe Apocalypse or someone like that being done right.
Yeah, well, I want a long-running X-Men show. Young people in it, brand new, whatever.
We've already spoken about this in our Disney Plus video.
Yeah.
Not plugging anything, but we definitely are.
Okay, so then going from the Avengers Disassembled, I want a Young Avengers. I'd say film, because the title Young Avengers would bring in more people than like a Champions film or whatever.
Yeah.
And I just want them to go up against the Psycho Man, who in the comics is an Avengers villain who's a robot who controls emotions. That's it. Because they're all...
Just look at your notes for that.
Well, I know Psycho Man. Like, I know hit that character off by heart. I like him. Because Psycho Man is actually a very atom-sized man from the city within the microverse. And he builds a machine that's the size of a regular human to take over... Like, it's because his city is running out of resources. So he tries to take over Earth to have it be whatever. Say he tries to shrink the Earth. Whatever. No one cares. But it's a guy who can control emotion on a team of teenagers who are already like hormonal, angry, edgy, that sort of thing, you know? Play up that bit. And just, that's all I want. That's all I want. Introduce new ones at the end of that sort of thing. Done. Bring in the Runaways if you want, whatever. Doctor Strange 3. Baramodo plus Doctor Doom versus Doctor Strange. That's it.
Yeah.
That's all I want. And then I feel like Doctor Strange is done. Have him be maybe on the Avengers every now and again. That's it. I feel like that's all that's done.
I feel like unless there's very clear potential after their trilogies.
Yeah.
End their trilogies.
Yeah.
End that franchise.
And then
Captain America's getting a fourth, but that's because it's a new Captain America.
Yeah. That's why I'm saying with the teams as well, because then you can do a new Guardians of the Galaxy. Call it the new Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yeah, it's not
no
like
one cares.
if they did an Iron Man 4 with Robert Downey Jr. or...
Yeah.
And then Thor 4 with Chris Hemsworth.
This is the end of my entire pitch, and this would come at the end of all of this. So this would be like phase whatever the hell.
Phase 572.
Yeah. Avengers Annihilation.
Yes.
You set up that Annihilus is a character who has his horde, that they follow Galactus wherever he goes, and once he destroys a planet, they take over whatever's left. They mine resources, they eat, they take over like bits of land, whatever, you know? So they come to Earth like thinking it's going to be destroyed, but no. And then you have a team where it's the Avengers plus Fantastic Four plus the Captain Marvels plus Guardians of the Galaxy, all against the Annihilation wave, where it's not just hitting one small Wakandan like city, it's hitting the entire Earth, you know?
Yeah.
So you could have you could cut to Wakanda and the Wakandan Avengers team is fighting off hordes there. You see all the people in New York. You see Captain.
Instead of Infinity War, it's like, they deal with these and then they're gone and now we're split up into two.
Yeah, no.
You see all the individual teams have to deal with their own problems.
All the Guardians.
If they're not on a team, they're on their own. Guardians
of the Galaxy is fighting in space on one side of the Earth, and on the other side, Fantastic Four and Captain Marvels are fighting. You know?
Yeah.
That sort of thing. You bring in you could even quickly cut to Russia. And the Russian Avengers are doing something. You cut to Canada
and really love your Russian Avengers.
Well, just bring them in for one scene. You know, don't cast them. Just be like they're CGI, whatever, and just have them fight a horde as just one quick scene, just one quick flash there, and then you go, wait, Alpha Flight's in this world. You know, so it's like in Canada they cut there, and you could have it in this one shot. Alpha Flight's fighting, and it's the Captain America wannabe, the robot, the woman, and you see a small, stocky guy with claws slashing at the Annihilus wave. Because Wolverine was once a part of Alpha Flight. You know, you just set it up from there.
Yeah.
And it's just Annihilation wrecking shit. And this is the end game sort of thing.
Infinity War in your end game.
Yeah. Where it's they're going to kill a lot of people. You know? Huge bug things. This is where you cut and you see Daredevil fighting Annihilation bugs in the streets of whatever. You see Moon Knight in Egypt or the West Coast fighting the bugs and sort of stuff. You see She-Hulk.
It's more
literally.
It's like Thanos' invasion, but way more hardcore.
Yeah. You see the Young Avengers fighting. You see Ironheart. You see literally everyone. You see S.H.I.E.L.D. dealing with it. Sword dealing with it. Everything we've set up is now dealing with the consequences. You know? Every single character we have ever made, they are now fighting an Annihilation wave. You know? So it's oh my god, I love that scene where all the Avengers are on one battlefield. It's no. I love that scene where we see every single character fighting this thing. You know? Yeah. You even see Nick Fury with his handgun and Maria Hill shooting shit. You know? If you set up the Thunderbolts, have the Thunderbolts fighting the Annihilation wave. Have some of the villains fighting them. Because it's just like, no, I don't want my Earth to destroyed. I can punch the Annihilation Wave. I couldn't punch Galactus. You know, that sort of thing. Whereas, like, I can deal with this thing literally attacking me in my home. I can't deal with a 1,000-foot guy using cosmic powers to destroy the Earth. That's a Fantastic Four issue. But an Avengers issue is every single character coming together. And then at the end of that, you have, like, you set up all these characters and you have a solid team to then carry on through, you know? And that's it. That's my MCU pitch. 1,000 films, Wanda, Galactus, Doom as the main villains, main plot points, main whatever. Run with it, Kevin Feige, go. There we go. Opinions, Dan. Opinions.
That's pretty good.
Best be. And by the way, I came up with this in like 10 minutes. I literally sat down months ago and was like, okay, what do I want to see for the MCU after we had like one discussion? And then I created all of this and then I was like, and I'm done. And then I haven't looked at it for months. You know?
Yeah.
That's it. There you go. So tell us what you think about it. About this new MCU phase, whatever. Would you want to see any of these? Because I know... I was about to say I know I would. I just made it all. So of course I want to see these. You don't have any more points to say, do you, Dan?
That's a bit much. You went off the rails again at the end.
Oi. Not as much as you
my
did.
approach with the DC movies and killing everybody at the end.
Excuse me, I only killed Hawkeye and Winter Soldier. And Star-Lord. That's it. I killed 3.
My bad, I killed everybody.
Exactly. So tell us what you think in the comments, subscribe, like, bleh. And thank you for listening.